What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about B3 today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 17th of June, and here we are with 6 hours and 56 minutes left in the day, sitting at about 00318. And I'm talking about it today because we are in a sea of red, man. Everything's red. And it's of no surprise at all that the ones that are the most red, Turbo, ZBCN, right? They're the most red. They're all red, but the ones that are the most red are the ones that moved up the most, right? That's just kind of how it happens. The ones that move up the most get hit the hardest. B3, on the other hand, has moved up, or hasn't moved up too much over the past month. It's actually moved down, and therefore you're holding your ground. I find it interesting that while a lot of coins were showing weak or showing strength, you were showing some weakness, but now that everything's showing weakness, you're showing strength. Especially at these areas, these all-time low areas. You guys, I think that there's some accumulation going on. I think there's some big things. I'm hearing the whispers on the winds of crypto saying that gaming in crypto is about to explode. Things are about to take off. AI and gaming, that whole combination, man, it's about to explode. We're about to see some crazy, crazy eruptions in the market. And I think what we have here, I really do like this formation. It's a nice like double bottom. You've got a double bottom here. Nice, rounded double bottom. We love double bottoms, man. We love those bottoms, those little bottoms right there. Looking at a daily RSI, if we're looking at this here, you do have higher lows in the RSI with lower lows in the price. I wouldn't call that bullish divergence. I mean, sure, to some degree, but it's so far apart. I wouldn't compare it to that. But what I would say is that you are at areas that you found support in the RSI before. You did have bullish divergence here with higher lows and lower lows there, getting a little bit of reaction. You had some volume coming down, but there's no volume now, and you haven't moved anywhere. You're stagnated. I think if you were to move lower, you would have done so. This is a perfect area, arguably the best area to accumulate some B3 if you're looking to make a play in the gaming space. I actually might be buying some B3. As long as we don't take off, this actually might be the coin that I throw some money in. I'm bouncing ideas off of like 5 different coins here. I'll let you guys know what I'm going to make when I make my next purchase. I'll put it on X.com, but I'm accumulating some cash, and then we'll see. We'll see, man. See what we can do. $68 million market cap right now. A coin like this, you guys, you could see a 100x. By the end of the cycle, that's a $6.8 billion market cap, right? It's quite the accomplishment, but it's not impossible. It's not something that's absolutely impossible to achieve. We absolutely could see a $6.8 billion market cap by the end of the cycle or more, right? Let alone a $60 billion market cap. This thing could 1,000x. You don't even know. Nobody knows. Fully diluted valuation is this 319 million. It's a lot higher, but even fully diluted, you have 100x. So I don't care what the tokenomics say. There's a lot of potential in this, and I know that these tokens don't get unlocked until this bull cycle's over, right? That's kind of the expectation at the moment. B3 here, looking like it wants to rip, man. It looks like it wants to rip. The daily RSI is turning around. We are getting higher highs in the RSI, and it's looking like we're going to put in a higher high here in the price. I do think we're at a low point, and we're kind of Barting. I think that what we're doing here is a Bart pattern, right? You move down, you Bart, and then you come up. It's like a Bart Simpson, right? That's kind of what you would expect. You did it back here, and I would expect a very similar move to take place. From here, 00317. I would think that we move all the way up probably to about 0046. That's a nice 47% move, maybe more than that. Maybe we make a 72% move. Something in and around that area there is what I would expect. If we look at this from a high to a low, relatively speaking, high to low, you're going to do one of two things, man. You're going to run up to that golden ratio, 0046 right there, stop at like a 45% to 55% move, or all the way up to the 786, 886 area. It's going to be glorious, and I think that we are days away from this happening. The end of the month is going to be nice. We're going to go into a little end-of-month rally here for B3, and probably the rest of crypto too, right? For a second there earlier today, I had to step away from the desk and just like marinate. I had to meditate for like an hour because looking at this stuff, and then just with all the news on X, all the stuff going on, man, it's easy to get in your emotions. And I think if you guys have watched my videos, let me actually post. Let's see here. And I think we're going lower, a little bit lower, but I don't think it's going to be dramatic. Right? We'll get right below this low, and then boom, we're just going to rip to the upside. I really do. I've taken the posture today, the position that we are not going to see an end-of-month rally. I've been maintaining that position all month that we would see an end-of-month rally, but today, looking at this stuff, I've been thinking we're not going to see it. I want to change that. I flip-flopping back and forth, but man, I had to take an hour. I had to take an hour and just kind of meditate, sit on it, think about it, because It just didn't feel right. This feels very manipulated. It feels very, I mean, just look at it. This is crazy. Crazy stuff, right? But we're not moving down. We're moving down with a purpose, but we're not dropping. Look at how much we've dropped. Look at how long it took us to drop here. It took us not that much time to drop before. This is a slow move. And with every hour that passes, it's just more discouraging to the eye. That's all it is, right? This is an emotionally backed play. People are playing on your emotions. You might find support right here, right where it looks like it's worse, and you're going to go below that low. It's so definite. Or what happens is, as soon as you go below that low, it's over. The world's ending. And then that's whenever we move up. I very much do expect Bitcoin, B3, the rest of crypto. I'm maintaining it. I think that we do have an end-of-month rally coming up here. Cookie Dow, lower lows on the way. XCN is stubborn. End-of-day rally or dump. Bitcoin is dumping. Are we going to zero, right? I think I talked about the potential of not seeing an end-of-month rally in each of those videos. I just want to say I think I was a little bit emotionally charged there. Sometimes it happens, right? I'm human. You're human. We're all human, right? Doesn't matter how well tempered you are. And even when I was emotionally charged, I'm not making plays, right? The only plays that I was making while I was emotionally charged were making YouTube videos. But I'm not trading. I'm not selling any of my cryptos. I just want to buy more, right? And I hope I'm right. I hope that we do get an end of month dump, because if we do, I'm going to buy more. But looking at this here, 006, no, sorry, not that. Probably around here. 0059, right there at the 886. That'd be the highest that I could see us going probably over the next week or so, right? Going into the end of the month, I do expect that we'll be up around this area. You'll probably make a move like this, consolidate a little bit, and then really rip and run going into July, looking for new all-time highs and that whole shebang, man. I really do think that we're going to see new all-time highs with B3. Recovering here on the daily RSI, I think it's very important that today you do close above this high. Okay, you want to close above that high. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour has a little bearish divergence, but that's what this move was. You got bearish divergence in a sea of red, and you're still up. You're actually recovering from here. I think that you will move up, man. Bouncing off the 50, beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we broke out, literally starting like today or tomorrow, if we broke out of this. And to add to that lack of surprise, it wouldn't. The only thing to add to that lack of surprise, I wouldn't be surprised if my predictions for the price to go here were incorrect, and instead by the end of the month we were higher. Right? I don't think we're going to fall short of this expectation. The only thing that I think we would do if we don't hit this area by the end of the month is we would exceed through it. And when you have this kind of double bottom like this, whenever you got a double bottom with a focal point in the middle like that, once you break above this, it's game on, right? It's game on. We're going to new all-time highs. It's going to happen very, very fast. We were at these prices before, and 3 days later, boom, you ripped all the way up here. It wouldn't surprise me at all if in the first week of July you're at new all-time highs. Going through July, you're at new all-time highs. And maybe not the first week. Maybe it's the second week or the third week. Who knows? But I would assume that by the end of July, from the current price that we're at right now, you would see something on the lines of a 10x move to a 20x move over the next 6 weeks or so. That's the expectation. So B3 at a hell of a price right now. This is one of the coins that I actually have the suspicion could outperform Onyx coin, my favorite coin, within the next 6 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I definitely do expect it to pump up a lot over the coming days, by the end of this month here, over the coming weeks even. But that doesn't mean that you should sell all your bags of whatever coin you're holding to buy this thing after it pumps. Everything takes its turn. This thing's been in the dumps. It's at all-time lows. It deserves to pump. So if it pumps while most coins are consolidating or figuring themselves out, or it pumps more than most coins, don't get shiny object syndrome. Everything takes its turn. Just wait, okay? Don't buy a coin after it pumps. You want to buy a coin before it pumps. And odds are, if you buy a coin after it pumps, you're probably selling a coin that didn't pump yet, right? You want to buy the coins that haven't pumped yet. You don't want to buy the coins that are already pumped. But I got nothing, and that's why we're talking about this, because I really do think that it's going to pump here pretty soon. But I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. 4 hour RSI looks bullish as hell. 1 hour RSI is bullish as hell. I very much believe that over the coming days we're going to see some recovery, and we should see a rapid kind of expansion, like a 40 to 80% move here, maybe by the end of this week, genuinely by the end of this week. All right, take care. Bye-bye.